Right, thank you once again. I'm just going to get right into it. I see it, Dog Story that's been chosen instead of Hero Story. That's the one I'm better at, so hopefully it'll be more of a show. So I'm ready to count down. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so just imagine we've got scenes here. So previously you saw me do Shadow the Hedgehog. That was 2 games after this game, and so this game is Shadow's first appearance, so a lot of Shadow in the schedule. Oh, there's some really cool jumps you can do up there. Where you jump onto those like the rail, then the boxes, and at the top, and then you shoot some boxes all in one shot. It's very difficult, and I did 2 of the 4 things better than how most attempts go, to be honest. It saves 1.5 seconds. I'm not very good at that particular thing. So yeah, this is Sonic Adventure 2. You're probably a lot more familiar with this game than Shadow the Hedgehog. It's very, like, a lot more popular for speedruns. The main category for this is Hero Story, but you decided against this, you want to watch Dog Story. Dog Story is cool in that, because it's like the same game as Hero Story, it's the same mechanics, it's like just as optimized really, like at the top level. Well, like, we know as much about Dog Story as we do about Hero Story. There aren't as many runners, and there's a lot of runners at the top level. Okay, Iron Gate though, there is a lot of waiting, unfortunately. I'm going to wait until 1 minute 31.8 on the timer here, and then we're just going to go for it. We're going to get speed shoes from this checkpoint because we have between 80 and 89 rings. Let's go. So there's 3 main playstyles in this: Eggman, Shadow, and Rouge. Eggman is the least technical, you'd have to say. I quite like. I like all 3 characters, but I think Eggman is cool in that he's like the only, well, Eggman and Tails are the only characters where you can like realistically get a perfect time, I think, because it's not as technical as Rouge or Shadow. And 159, not bad. Sub 2 is, you're always going to take it. It's best up, it's a 155, although I did miss the thing at the start and that lasts a second and a half. So we have our first boss, Hot Shot, and the cutscene that just happened, Eggman awakened Shadow from his, I don't know, was he cryogenically frozen? I'm not sure. But he's been asleep for 50 years. He's been awoken by Eggman, and now he's like, let's try and get all 7 Chaos Emeralds and go to the Space Colony Arc. So we'll be there later. I think Dark is a lot more story based than Hero, and that's what kind of that's one of the reasons I was drawn to it when I was like picking a story to run. Okay. So the way Rouge's levels go are treasure hunting levels. Find 3 pieces of the Master Emerald, similar to Knuckles' playstyle in Sonic Adventure. Except in this game there were actually hints. Darn. This is the worst second piece. I need to search for the 3rd piece without a radar. Oh, there it is. Cool. And now we're going to clip out. Ah, camera! Okay, we made it. And here it is. Ta-da! So yeah, the difference between Knuckles, Sadex, and this is the hint. So you consult the hint, tells you where the piece is, or, well, tells you the same hint every time, if you get the same piece every time. Some pieces, it can be in multiple places, like we can just go Protector of the Jar, piece 1. That could be in 2 places. We got a terrible second piece. If you go into the jail area and then back out, it's very slow. You want to go into there for your final piece, so we had to raid our read to get the 3rd piece. Luckily it was very close to us. Okay, now we're going to try and get a trick called Sand Walking. Got it. This is frame perfect. There's a balloon that was off in the distance. We had to hit that with our bullet on the same frame we touched the quicksand. And you may be thinking at this point, wow, this is very slow, what on earth are you doing? Well, we can go over to this platform, which you normally cannot go over to. New game, you normally need the hover to get to this platform. We can get knocked down, we can touch the Mystic Melody to get out of this state, play the Mystic Melody at this Mystic Melody portal, go through the portal, and we are now 2/3 through the level. This is intended, just getting to the platform was not intended. Well, this is cycle based, unfortunately. What you'll see in runs, actually I have to focus for this. Okay, cool. What you'll see in runs is waiting at the upgrade cutscene for a considerable amount of time. Darn. There's 2 frames on there that you can get a jump on and you'll end up on this higher platform. Because we time by IGT in this game, like most Sonic games, and the timer doesn't advance while you're in the upgrade cutscene, and so I know a lot of people complain about IGT, about you like strats to abuse it. That's a strat to abuse it, but that's a positive strat, because the longer you wait in there, the less time you give yourself to get the cycle. And you get rewarded for it, and I've just noticed that Eggman's not touching the ground. His shadow's way below him.
That was too close.
Is that always like that? Anyway, I'll always take a first try sandwalking. As I said, it is a frame perfect trick. Anyway, this is Shadow's first stage. This stage is top 2 sickest stages in Dark Story, so let's go. I must have really enjoyed this level as a kid, because I never unlocked Shadow's second stage as a kid. And I have fond memories of Shadow.
May I ask, I know that you run this is your primary run of the 2 stories,
Yeah.
but when you were first playing this game when you were younger, which did you prefer, the hero story or the dark story?
I actually got only about halfway through in both stories. I got to the 3rd treasure hunting level in both and then was unable to beat it. Oh wow, I'm screwing up. So who did I prefer? Probably Dark. Although I think I played Hero more. Anyway, I need to focus. Okay. Unoptimal but safe. Let's go. It's very let's go. Unusual to die at building skip. Yikes. But it happens. Anyway, what I did there by just slamming my face into the wooden box, that was called Cycleless. There was a spring in there. There's a half chance that you'll hit the spring. You don't normally go for it in runs because it's inconsistent, but the cycles were in a bad place, so I decided to go for it and I got it. And then the second box, there is a spring in there. You can also slam your face into that, but it's even less likely that you'll get it. Or you can just go around where you can just go through the back of the rail. Oi. You can like stand on this left rail here and do a frame perfect jump across, and it saves a second, but it's kind of frame perfect. And I've already died twice, lol. Lives were a big issue in Dark Story, but luckily I didn't have to reset at all in Dry Lagoon, and I only had to reset the once in Sand Ocean to... Oh, I never explained why I did that. It's because the cycles later on in the level, they're much nicer if you restart at the start, because in the opening cutscene where Eggman's like, now to get to my base, the cycles are going during that. So they're in a much nicer position if you... Sorry. Buttons don't do that. My cat was clawing the carpet. So I had to open the kitchen door. I think you can see inside the kitchen now. There's a fridge.
This is Rouge.
I know. She's a bit ill at the moment, bless her. She's probably just gone to get some water.
I hate to say it. I guess I'm going to have to find that key first.
Nope. Ah. God, this is some movement. So, there are a lot of pieces in Rouge stages that, if if you read them, you just want to reset because they are bad. And there's a lot in Dry Lagoon and Mad Space, not so many in Egg Quarters, but we managed to get one. Yikes. Oh, there's this right at the start. We need to... Unfortunately, this set involves doing a full lap of the level. Yikes. A lot of people were scared of that beetle as a kid. That's a recurring theme that people say. I used to think, oh, this beetle is kind of annoying, but as soon as you let it hit you, it just minds its business. So I just always did that. Egg Quarters is a Hero Story runner's favourite Rouge level, because it's has the less variance, because there are RNG levels, like the treasure hunting levels are, and typically the other 3 levels are more, like have more variance. The RNG can affect you more. And typically Hero RNG levels don't affect you that much, so that's more akin to a Hero one. It's kind of unfortunate the others are so like, have such variance, but whatever. So this is a really cool stage. This is Eggman's most technical stage. Now, in a run, I would have restarted right at the start of the level. So doing a bad IGT strat. Because on levels with a cutscene at the start, the timer starts 0.85 seconds early. So you can just restart. And then save 0.85, take away whatever frame you were on when you paused. But there's also a cycle in this level. And I'm unfamiliar with the cycle when I'm not restarting, so I'm just gonna not try the cycle-based thing that I was going to do. It's that this cycle right here, if I were to get into that cycle as it was rising and it was pretty high up, in fact if it was rising at any point, then you can do a pause over off of there and get all the way across, because when platform's rising it gives you a significant boost in your pause over, in your jump. But it was not rising at that point when I got there, so I couldn't go for it. I had to wait for it to rise and then get to us. This is pretty good though, 111. Considering like there was a 111 check, really that's a 110 check compared to like a normal barometer because of the time to start. This is like 40-second auto-scroller. If there are any donations now would be a great time, but I'll just continue talking. We're probably like a third way through the run at this point. The deaths in Radical Highway were unfortunate, but that's fine. So yeah, as you see, there's only 1 life left. Lives are an issue in Dog Story. Not so much in Hero Story. There are a lot of lives you can get along the way. You can get to like Death Chamber with like 9 lives in like extreme scenarios, but here you normally get to like Route 280 with 0 lives. It's pretty cringe. Oh wow. That was slow. Okay, that's RNG, unfortunately. Actually, no, I don't believe it is. I believe it's entirely position-based, except it's like way too precise for you to do anything with it, other than just let it do what it wants to you. I think it's like the position of when you load in the rocket or something. Like your... what is this? X position. XZ position. So next is Weapons Bed. This is not a very technical stage. You just run and pause over basically. Hopefully I can get a 122. Yes. I have my life split up right now, and we have an auto splitter for this game. It's really sick. I'm yet to get a 122 in a run. So there goes nothing. I can totally get it. I can get like a mid 122. So lots of pause overs here that you see. I'll explain those in a sec. So yeah, if you like hover, right after jumping you get an extra bit of height. If you do it like immediately after you hover, you jump, you get a lot of height. If you do it literally the frame after, you get a ton of height. And so you just basically use the pause button to get your 2 A inputs, like the jump and hover, as close to each other as possible to get as much height as possible, so you can get across things like, oh, yikes, oh, this was going to be 122. Well, not going to be, there's more to the level. That's what ruined it. To get over things such as those boxes, to get across gaps such as here, the gate right at the start of the level that you're normally supposed to... Oh yeah, because we've skipped an upgrade in this level. You're supposed to get the large cannon, so you can shoot steel containers. We just skipped that. By jumping on the water towers at the start of the level. Oi. Alternatively, if you don't want to take the water towers, you can save a second and just go straight over the gate that you're not supposed to jump over by shooting the steel containers, except that requires a perfect pause hover. And a perfect pause hover is A and pause on the same frame, and then A one frame after pause. So, go take a drink there quick.
That was too close.
You know it's crazy, I can PB with this run. My PB has a minute of time loss right at the end. I'm second place on the board, and there's a crazy skip right at the end of the run that we'll get to later. And because of it, it's just thrown like the top of the leaderboard just into disarray. Like, I was on world record pace by 35 seconds, and then I lost a minute at the end and I still PB'd. Like, it's just crazy. So this is the third hunting stage. This is the one I could never be as a child, but now I believe is the best hunting stage in the game. Security hall. There are safes along the outside, red, yellow, blue, and you're only allowed to open one at a time. You start off with blue being set, but if you set it to yellow, that's a global flag, and it also goes between save files. So if you set yellow saves before, wow, this is good RNG, before run, then that's optimal. What is this piece? Whoa, what is this set? A 26. Wow. That's not crazy. The best you can get is actually a 12.
How was that? Perfect? Like me?
Or if you're talking more than just the sets you can get upon first entering the stage, you can get an 11. Actually, no, I believe it's a 10. 26 is pretty good. I consider 35 to be an average.
I can't believe I've come this far.
So this is another one where you want to restart right at the start if you are doing IGT strats. This is just a marathon. Although that is hindering me if this does become PB, although that'd be very... Oh, yikes. Obviously I'm not focusing on the PB, I'm just focusing on the run. But are you supposed to get a spiral up and right at the start here? There we go, like that. Unsure why that didn't work first time. So there's an AI manip you do here. Ah, I let go of A. Yikes, hit him! Okay, cool. Just stand in the corner and then just have him turn sufficient enough around and he'll just stay in the corner rather than move around. So you can the world record is a 30 and 31 isn't difficult.
Not bad, huh? I'm pretty strong, all right.
You can get like a low 31 without much trouble if you like actually restart at the start rather than like, you know, do RTA strats. Anyway, this is sort of second stage. When I started speedrunning this game, this was the only stage I played. And now I'm better at the game, it kind of sucks. It's one of those, unfortunately. I still have a lot of this stage. Ah! Yikes. Can I? Cool. That was a bit slow, but that's okay. So I used to play the stage quite a lot. Oh, IGT strat, but it looks cool, so... Got it. That's a cool loop skip. If you don't pause, it's very random, but if you pause, you actually have some control over it. Wall run here, that's slow, but I was very low on the loop, so I had no choice. Ideally, you would just like spin dash into the air and then homing attack to the ground. This spring is terrible. Sometimes you will just fly over this upcoming spring. We have not done that. There is currently no known consistent way to always get it. And it's very unfortunate because it loses like 2 or 3 seconds. That's why, like, now that I'm better at the stage, I'm like, wow, couldn't White Jungle just work? That'd be so much nicer than the current state of affairs.
Here we go.
But yeah, I used to play White Jungle loads, but it was my best Shadow stage, and now it's probably my worst because I just neglected it for so long because I was already good at it, and I just improved so much at the other stages. Now it's my worst.
Maybe I didn't try hard.
I can still get great times. Like, shout outs to Aura, twitch.tv/Aura66. We're like 2 top dark runners, the other one being twitch.tv/Dage4. We're like the 3 top dark runners. But Aura and I are good friends. And
That blue hedgehog again.
the shadows, well, yeah, the shadow stages we like go, we have like our own strengths. So he's better than me at Final Chase. I'm generally better than him at White Jungle. Skyrail that's coming up has a pretty low skill ceiling, but I'd probably say Aura over me. And then Radical Highway I'm probably better than him.
Can't get away this time. There's only one real Sonic. Bring it on.
So this fight isn't going to plan, but that's okay.
No time to hang out the lights.
Okay, so now we have a karting stage. Really dumb part to this stage. We're going to perform a skip. Let's try and get it. Okay, level starting. Let's get the skip. Got it. Okay. Yeah, that is as silly as that. So, the first time you enter a karting stage, everything is normal. Like after booting the game up. Any recurring time you enter a karting stage, or if you restart inside a karting stage, the game will not detect your A inputs for like half a second, or like 3/4 of a second or something. And so you lose like a second. It's very silly. And so, if ever you want to do runs of this game and you ever get to a karting level and you reset your run, you want to do another run, you want to close your game and reboot it. It's very silly. Especially since in Dark 3 you then also need to go back in to set yellow saves and security wall. A lot of people don't like the karting levels, but I like Route 280. It's like, I think the people that say that talk about Route 101, the hero version of this, because Route 101 is very like simple. Route 280 actually has some stuff to it, I would say. Sorry if my controller's very loud. Like, I'm well known for having a very loud joystick during this level, because what we're doing here is snaking. I probably should have explained that earlier. So when you're just driving normally in this game, like you've got a speed cap and that's cool. When you're drifting, your speed cap is removed. So any like extra speed you get from going downhill or from boosting, it's just retained. Any speed you lose from like going uphill is retained too. So it's like a balancing act. Sometimes if you get like yikes, if you go so slow, then it's better to just even out. That was unfortunate. That red car, yikes. That red car that was like blocking us as we went round that like sharp left then sharp right. That's unfortunate. If you're not like scooting, like doing really well, then you can be like just behind where's optimal there. So if you don't slow down, you're gonna hit a wall. And I kind of wasn't thinking about it too much, so we ended up hitting a wall. That did mean we had to use a boost early as well. Like we would have liked to have used that boost just then, coming out of that upslope. We're going to get a boost here, but we don't want to use it. This is crucial for the last stretch of the road. If you don't, like, it's the biggest time loss, other than dying, but dying is very rare in this level. Not having a boost for this final stretch is the biggest time loss in the level. It literally loses like 5 seconds. Because you just have so much speed chasing down tails here. Done. Okay, cool. Alright, so next up is Skyrail. I'm going to be going for what you could consider to be an IL strat in this level. I choose not to consider it an IL strat anymore. I go for it. It saves 3 seconds IGT. It does involve some pausing, but less than 3 seconds of pausing. Well, ideally. because we're going to be rail switching off a rail to another rail, and there's about a 2-frame window that you can get this, so I consider it to be RT viable, but it means I have to pause buffer for it to get one of those 2 frames. Here's another one where you want to restart at the start, but oh well. Yikes. Spring of Shame. Okay, it's just here. Got it. Very small stage. Skyrailers. Oh, yikes. I didn't charge my spin dash properly before falling on here. Oh well.
Here we go.
Yeah. So this was by far Shadow's shortest stage. And now it's only the shortest stage by a little bit, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
That wasn't so hard.
It's not the shortest stage overall, then that would be Crazy Gadget over in Hero Story. The one no skip, Crazy Gadget, skip, skip. The world record is 37 seconds. Actually, wait a minute, I think the record for Skyrail is 36 seconds. Ooh, yikes. That did not go to plan. I don't screw this boss up often, so feel free to point and laugh. If anything, I would encourage it. Okay. Dying in the quicksand here saves like almost a second, like 3/4 of a second. If you die like as soon as possible, because like the game's still going on for a little while. So if you die and then a golem officially dies like within a second, then you're fine. Final hunting level, Tilted Light. Okay, so we need to go and collect the upgrade here. No, we don't. What am I doing? So, I've been doing Mad Space lately, like, while already having the upgrade. What am I doing? I'm very disappointed in myself. I have a brain, I swear. Okay, we can check for a free piece here. Oh my, it's there! I'm a genius! Wow. So I've been doing Mad Space lately, like practicing it with having the upgrade at the start rather than collecting the one we just did in the middle of it. The machine that pressed the sword containers, got it. And in that, I would have just gone straight to the rocket to take you to the Holy Planet there, rather than having to take the one that takes you to the Gravity Planet to collect the upgrade. Normally in a run, you could take the rocket to go to the upgrade planet, but then break free of the gravity and go, and then take a rocket up to
How is that? Perfect? Like me?
up to Holy Planet. I just forgot about that completely and just went straight to getting the upgrade. I was so confused. But it meant I could spot a free piece, so it wasn't all too bad. Okay. Almost at the end of the run.
Did you find my emerald?
Gonna find Knuckles here. And then, so at this stage I go overhand for this, because I'm going to be mashing A and V a lot, so sorry about controller noises. The AI in this game is spot on. If you just do this in front of him, Knuckles won't move. Okay, quick water break. Okay, Cosmic Wall. A skip was found like just over a year and a half ago. That saved 10 seconds in the level. There's now 3 skips in this level. Unfortunately, it's very boring, so we're not going to go for it. Ah! Yikes. I'm good at this stage, I swear. So yeah, this is a mech space stage. It's the only stage like this, where gravity just does things to you. It's a really cool gimmick. I love this stage. And so it's a shame that the new skip is very boring. We're going to be doing the older skip. That is still like the second skip that was found in this level. This is only 10 seconds. So normally at this point you would just veer off to the left over there. And there's a gap in the collision. Oh wait, I'm supposed to... What am I doing? I'm supposed to be hitting these springs. And then you just hover straight to the goal ring. It's very boring. You'll finish the stage in 3 minutes and 20 seconds, even though we're not even a minute. Wow, there's 4 shots for this, not 3. Even though there's not even a minute on the timer, there's just a lot of hovering. Okay, skip it coming up. First try. No! Unfortunate. Did I... Oh, I didn't hit a checkpoint. That's fine. This one's going pretty well, so that's fine. Just a minute of time loss. So yeah, there are kill planes over there. You need to like get past the kill planes, turn around. Unfortunately, we hit like the tip of the last kill plane, unfortunately. But that's fine. I've been getting this clip out first try quite a lot lately, so I'm not worried. There is a way where you can get the camera to break out of bounds with you, but I believe it's slower. I've done it on accident a couple of times. It's not the strat I go for. Anyway, we're just playing more cars with walls, and that's fine by me. Take 2. I'm not sure this is going to get me out. Nope. Unfortunate, but we fall back on this side so we can take another try. Got it. Be more careful this time. Done. Cool. Past the kill point. So now we have a bit of out of bounds hovering here, skipping this first monorail section, and also some of the next bit of platforming. I know quite a few people think that the skips in this level save a load of time, because the monorail sections are quite slow. But it's actually not that much. If you do this stage completely skipless, you can get a 4:30. If you do this stage with the first skip, you get a 3:45. Do the stage with this skip, you get a 3:30. Do the stage with the best skip, you get a 3:20. Anyway, what's great about this skip is instead of just going straight to the goal ring, you go to more platforming. Worst rail in the game. It just doesn't work. I don't understand it. I'd still rather have to do that rail than just do the stupid skip every time. Like the slow skip. No, the fast skip rather. I would rather do this slow skip every time and that rail than the fast skip, because it's just not fun, really. There's another skip that's like that coming up that is just like kind of detracted from the fun of the Dark Story. But it's okay. I'm already good at the story, so I can take it further. Oh, yikes. It's unfortunate, this part of the level. Anyway, there's a 1-minute auto-scroller here, so I'm going to talk about Final Chase. I'm going to be going for a skip called Final Chase Skip, and I'm going to get my input display up right now. There is an input display for this game. It just reads from the game. It's legal, however, and it's completely fine. And we have a custom skin for this, Dage and I. Well, anyone who wants to attempt FC Skip, FC Mini Final Chase. We have a single pixel over the input display on the skin that is coloured in red, and we basically just need to hold our joystick over there for a certain part of it. So Final Chase Skip saves 1 minute and 10 seconds over what we were previously doing in this stage, story style. It's a shame that we have to do it because it is ridiculously difficult. It's by far the hardest thing you'll do in like an all stories run if you choose to do it. So far, only 3 people have ever done it without save states. 2 of those have done it in a Dark Story run before. I'm one of those. Deja's the other. Now I have my lives up so I can see what the time is. And I can see that I have a lot of time to attempt this skip. This run's going better than expected. This is on target to be quite low underestimate. So I can spend many minutes throwing myself at this skip. So we just need to get past this boss first. Well, basically we're going to be jumping off on a 1 frame window on the rail to stick to a ramp, to spin dash down it, or to charge a spin dash down it, to spin dash off it where there's like a 1 or 2 frame window. Oh, I'm not concentrating. I should do that. Yeah, to then navigate past kill planes and not lose gravity and turn around and then do a partial gravity reset to go towards the goal ring. Here's the angle we need to hold, by the way. It's like, I'm not holding it properly. You'll see anyway, I did not hold the correct angle once at all then. It's a very unfortunate part of the run. So here goes. No, darn. So that was a good attempt.
Stories.
I then needed to hold further down, unfortunately. I lost gravity. No, dude. I'm sliding away from the angle. Come on. Got it. Wow. Second try. Yeah, this is a new controller. I got this controller 3 days ago, and so there's like... It's a pristine joystick right now, so it's very slippery. And when it's an exact angle you need to hold, it's kind of tough. Anyway, here's the goal ring.
Here we go.
Wow, I just got second try. That's epic. So yeah, the exact angle is necessary there because we need to do a partial gravity reset.
That wasn't so hard.
And a partial gravity reset is when you go below the threshold for losing gravity, which is just over 5 speed. Then you have it and then you go above it less than 3 frames later. Instead of completely losing gravity, you will do a partial gravity reset, and we needed to lose gravity for 2 frames there and then go above the threshold again to get that exact partial gravity reset. And holding that angle does it most of the time, not all of the time though. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, time. Sorry about no warning. I can tell you anyway, it was a 37.42. Good. Really good run. So that was the first ever FC skip at a marathon. Here's the Dog 3 credits. That was a good run. 26.07 IGT that was. It's unfortunate that we lost a minute in Gothic Wall, but it'd be like that sometimes. That was crazy. I've got my life as well. I'm yet to get first try FC skip on everyone. And the fact we got so close to that was crazy, but second try is brilliant. So that's kind of it for me. Thank you for donating for Dogs 3 as well. I'm kind of more comfortable doing that. But it is the third time that it's at this marathon. Maybe we'll do all stories a different time. So yeah, thank you.